I'm Kirsten McNeil, author and publisher, and this is How I Write. This week I'm talking about how I got my children's book into Waterstones stores. So it's a bit of a lengthy process, it's quite confusing, so hopefully after this video you'll know the steps that you need to take as an independent author, a publisher, that will help you get your book into online and on Waterstones shelves, which would be amazing, right? Just a wee note before we start to say that my book, My Brother is a Vampire, is out already. You can buy it via sequoiapublishing.co.uk, I'll put a link below. And also I'm at Amazon and due to be in Waterstones as well. So please buy my book and support an independent publisher. So firstly, we need to understand the difference between Gardners and Nielsen. Nielsen's like the online database where all the information of everyone's book that has an ISBN number is stored. A lot of people buy their ISBN numbers directly from Nielsen, so you might already have an account on there. You have to order the ISBN number from the Nielsen website, and then you also have to create an account on Nielsen publishing website. So that's in itself confusing. So you have to order via Nielsen, then you have to go into Nielsen Publishing in order to create an account. Now, creating an account is really important if you're a self-published author, because that means that you can upload the information about who the author is, who the illustrator is, and upload pictures of your front page and the bio and information about the book, the pricing, etc., the size, and all of that information gets pulled through into the Waterstones database. You don't have to do that once your book has been published. You can put when your publication date is, so long as you have your ISBN, you can start uploading that as soon as possible. And I recommend that you do, because otherwise you might forget. Waterstones stores use the Nielsen database to order your book as well. So they will pull up your information in the store, then they will use that to order it, and you will get an email from Nielsen to supply to Gardners to get your book into Waterstones. So let's talk about Gardners. Gardners is like a warehouse. It's where all of the books are stocked for Waterstones and probably the other supermarkets and W. Smith, etc. They're a big warehouse that stores all the books so that the chains don't have to go to the individual publishing houses, they just go to Gardners. So the important thing to understand is your information is on Nielsen, Gardners is where the book is stored, so you have to be on both systems. On Gardner's website, you will find a form that you can fill in so that you can let Gardners know that you are a new publisher. It's the information about you and it's the information about your book. Once you've got the confirmation from Gardners that you have been accepted as a publisher into Gardners, you can then take that information, you'll get an account number, and then you have to download another form which is on the Waterstones site, and I'll link that below. Once you've got that form filled in, you then scan it and send it in to another email address, and that basically is the contract that you are agreeing that to supply to Waterstones via Gardners. So you have to put in information like the payment terms, so please pay me by 30 days of receipt of the books. You have to put in your discount as well. So talk to other authors, there's plenty of Facebook sites around there. I can link the UK based one below, and ask them what they tend to do for their first book. But before you give away a percentage of your profit, make sure that you can give it away. A lot of people's first books are quite a high cost because you do quite small print runs. So before you do any of that, make sure you know how low to go on your pricing. So once you are on the Nielsen system, the Gardners system, and the Waterstones system, you'd think you'd be able to go into a Waterstones shop and say, hey, here's my book, would you like to order some? Well, it's not as easy as that, unfortunately. That wee form that you filled in to say, hey, I've got a Gardners account and I want to provide books to Waterstones, that's a manual process. I sent mine through in May and I didn't get on their book system, their store system, until September. So that is 4 months, June, July, August, September, 4 months of waiting around for somebody to enter in the details. It's really confusing because in June, when I launched the book, I was available on waterstones.co.uk and someone was able to order a book. But the problem is, it didn't go anywhere. I wasn't on the actual book system, so no one could physically order the book from Gardners. Now I'm on the system, it means that they can, and that's where it helps having a relationship with your local Waterstones manager, because you can explain to them, hey, I've launched a book, I've sent this in, can you please search once a month, or I'll prompt you with an email to search and you can let me know when I'm on the system, and then I'll come in and do a book signing or an event, etc. So it really helps to have a little relationship with somebody in a Waterstones so that you can check regularly when your book is going to come up. So actually, it really does sort of help that you are on the system first. Just make sure that nobody's ordering a book from there until you absolutely know that a store can do that. A little bit about what happens when you get an order. So you get an order email through from Nielsen. It tells you to supply to Gardners. So it doesn't necessarily tell you which store has ordered that order. You would know because you've gone into that store and said, hey, how many books are you going to order, etc. Maybe not. So you'll get an order through. You then post it with an invoice and make sure you've got your reference numbers on there and your payment terms and payment details to Gardners, and address it to Gardners and send that across. One other trick is, if you add the postage onto the invoice, Gardners will pay you for the postage, which is something I didn't know. So there's a good tip. So in summary, get your ISBN from Nielsen and get on the Nielsen publisher's site. Fill in your details as soon as you can. You can always edit them later when you actually launch your book. Then fill in the Gardners form and send that out to Gardners. Once you get a confirmation from them, you send your Gardners Waterstones form. All of the information will be below in a step-by-step format with links. Please let me know if I've got anything wrong. These are the steps that I have gone through recently in May 2021. So if you're watching this in the future, please let me know if it has changed. I hope this is a help. I'm very, very new to this, so I might do an updated video later. Please like, comment and share if you have found this really helpful, and join the Facebook UK community if you are a UK based illustrator, author or self-publisher, and we are very, very warm and welcoming, and we'd love to see you there.